Hi, I'm Rochelle Yalo from BTM24 and I'm going to discuss about the UNESCO World Heritage in Malaysia. In Malaysia, it has a 4 UNESCO World Heritage. First, I'm going to discuss about the archaeological heritage of the Langon Valley, which is a cultural heritage. Archaeological heritage of the Langon Valley. Situated in the lush Langon Valley, the property includes 4 archaeological sites in 2 clusters which span close to 2 million years, one of the longest records of early man in a single locality and the oldest outside the African continent. It features open-air and cave sites with Paleolithic tool workshops, evidence of early technology. The number of sites found in the relatively contained area suggests that presence of a fairly large, semi-sedentary population with cultural remains from the Paleolithic, Neolithic, and Metal Ages. Dates of inscription was 2012. Second, I will discuss about the Malacca and Georgetown historic cities of the Straits of Malacca, which is considered as cultural heritage also. The authenticity of the property relates to the intactness of the sites themselves and of their landscape setting that allows understanding of ancient river gravel beds and the impact of meteoric impact. The documented evidence supports the values claimed for this site from 1.83 million to 1,700 years ago. The recent Langan Valley research relating to the story of early human migration ensures the reliability and authenticity of the property. Much of the documentation has been independently peer-reviewed through the academic publishing process, albeit not yet on a fully international scale. The artifacts and research are available from Malacca and Georgetown, historic cities of the Straits of Malacca, have developed over 500 years of trading and cultural exchanges between East and West in the Straits of Malacca. The influences of Asia and Europe have endowed the towns with a specific multicultural heritage that is both tangible and intangible. With its government buildings, churches, squares, and fortifications, Malacca demonstrates the early stages of this historic originating in the 15th century. Malay Sultanate and the Portuguese and Dutch periods beginning in the early 16th century. Featuring residential and commercial buildings, Georgetown represents the British era from the end of the 18th century. The two towns constitute a unique architectural and cultural townscape without parallel anywhere in East and Southeast Asia. The date of inscription was 2008. The integrity of the nominated areas in both towns is related to the presence of all the elements necessary to express their outstanding universal value. The properties have retained their authenticity, listed monuments and sites have been restored with appropriate treatments regarding design, materials, methodologies, techniques, and workmanship, in accordance with conservation guidelines and principles. Third, I'm going to discuss about the Gunung Mulu National Park, which is considered as the natural heritage. Important both for its high biodiversity and for its karst features, Gunung Mulu National Park on the island of Borneo in the state of Sarawak is the most studied tropical karst area in the world. The 52,864 ha park contains 17 vegetation zones exhibiting some 3,500 species of vascular plants. Its palm species are exceptionally rich with 109 species in 20 genera noted. The park is dominated by Gunung Mulu, a 2,377 meters high sandstone pinnacle. At least 295 kilometers of explored caves provide a spectacular sight and are home to millions of cave swiftlets and bats. The Sarawak Chamber is the largest known cave chamber in the world. The date of inscription was 2000. Covering a vast area ranging in altitude from 28 meters to 2,376 meters above sea level and containing steep escarpments and ridges, karst towers, caves, rivers, and associated terraces and floodplains. The terrain of the property lends itself to using natural landscape features as boundaries. The boundaries are marked and for the most part follow rivers with short section of cut boundaries to the southwest, east, and northwest. A section of the boundary to the northwest follows the international border with the state of Brunei. And lastly, I will discuss about the Kinabalu Park, also a natural heritage. Kinabalu Park in the state of Sabah on the northern end of the island of Borneo is dominated by Mount Kinabalu, the highest mountain between the Himalayas and New Guinea. It has a very wide range of habitats from rich tropical lowland and hill rainforest to tropical mountain forest, subalpine forest and scrub on the higher elevations. It has been designated as a center of plant diversity for Southeast Asia and is exceptionally rich in species with examples of flora from the Himalayas, China, Australia, Malaysia, as well as pan-tropical flora. The date of inscription was 2000. The boundaries of Kinabalu Park encompass the main bulk of Mount Kinabalu, including all remaining naturally forested slopes. The property thus incorporates the natural diversity and habitats that constitute Kinabalu's outstanding natural heritage values. The boundaries are clearly delineated, surveyed, and demarcated on the ground, and regular patrols are conducted to monitor pressures and avoid any impacts on the values of the property. Implementation of strong protection and enforcement measure ensures that the integrity of the property and its natural values are maintained. Once again, I'm Rochelle Yalo from BTM24, and I hope you learned about the Malaysia UNESCO World Heritage, and thanks for listening and watching. Bye!